Good afternoon, students. Audible, right? Okay. So as I told, this formula should be in your mind all the time. This is differentiation of x power n. This is integration of x power n. Okay. So please remember these things. Without this, it will be difficult to do physics. It's like, if you don't know ABCD, how will you learn English literature? So these are the basics foundation of the mathematics of first PU. Okay. So let me give you one small classwork just to test whatever we did yesterday, whether you have completely understood or not. So to check that, let us solve one problem. You try, I will also do, but try yourself. Okay. So this is extra question. Okay. So a particle is moving along x-axis. Okay. A particle is moving along x-axis and x coordinate is changing with time. Changing with time matlab as you wait, the particle is moving. So what happens? X coordinate will change with time. And the function they have given t minus t square. So this is the formula according to which your x coordinate is changing. So when time is 0, what will be x? When time is 0, what will be x? 0, right? When time is 1, when time is 1, when time is 1, again it will be 0, 1 minus 1 square. When time is 2, so you can find out, right? So basically the point of this formula is what? The point of this formula is it tells you how the position changes with time. How the position changes with time, okay? So you have to find velocity. And if I write only velocity, it means instantaneous velocity. Understood or not? So you have to find velocity at first question t equal to 0.25 seconds. Second question t equal to 0.5 seconds. T equal to 1 second. Okay, I don't want position. Don't put this t here. That will give you position. I don't want position coordinate. I want velocity, instantaneous velocity at 3 particular times. Try this question. First, you write the question. Please come on time. Those who are joining late, please join on time. Okay. Already I have discussed the question with all of you. So what is the formula for calculating instantaneous velocity? Instantaneous velocity should be written as dx by dt. Okay, you cannot write x2 minus x1 by t2 minus t1. That is called what velocity? Average velocity. This is average velocity. Okay, we don't want average velocity. I want velocity at particular time. This time, and this time. So I am asking instantaneous velocity. So what formula they wrote for x? This is the answer. Okay. So for x, what they wrote? T minus t square. So first I should distribute. Right? Let me rub this part. First write the question. Okay. So what will be velocity equals to, first you do the differentiation. First you have to take dt by dt minus dt square by dt. Okay, first you distribute dt by dt for t, then dt by dt for t square. Correct? Now, what is dt by dt? Dt by dt is how much? 1. And differentiation of t square will be, just imagine if this is 2. Those who don't know the formula, I am telling for them. If this is 2, it will become 2x. 2x power 2 minus 1. Okay, so this will become 2t. So this is the formula for instantaneous velocity. This is how we should find instantaneous velocity. Okay, now what is the first question? At what time they want? At t equal to 0.25 seconds. At this time, what will be velocity? 1 minus 2 into 0.25. Students, be careful. First, you have to multiply. Then you have to subtract. Okay. So this will be 1 minus 0.5. This will be 0.5 meter per second. Correct? Okay. This is the velocity at what time? 0.25 seconds. At time t equals to 0.5 seconds. What will be velocity? Here we have to substitute 1 minus 2 into 0.5. That will be 1 minus 2 into 0.5 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. So 0 meter per second. Correct? What will be at velocity at part C? For part C. Part C, let me write here. So part C, let us calculate here. Okay. At what time they want? At time t equal to 0. How much time they told? Third one? 1 second, no? Okay. So at t equal to 1 second, what will be velocity? 1 minus 2 into 1. V equal to 1 minus 2. How much? Minus 1. So these are the instantaneous velocities. Let us analyze once how the velocity is changing. It was 0.5. Then it became 0. Now it is minus 1. So can you imagine how the particle is moving? Can you imagine how the particle is moving? So what we calculated is velocity at different times, starting from 0 time. So at time t equal to 0, if you put t equal to 0, what will be velocity? At t equal to 0, what will be velocity? At t equal to 0, what will be velocity? 1 meter per second. So it started with this velocity. So at time t equal to 0, t equal to 0 means when you start your watch, when you start your stopwatch. So when you started your stopwatch, the velocity was 1 meter per second. Then as time increased, what happened? From 1 meter per second, it became 0.5 meter per second. Then 0. Then it became minus 1. So can you imagine how the particle is moving? So how the particle is moving? No, throughout the motion. You have to explain throughout the motion. Opposite only if you say, how will I know? If I say opposite, you may think opposite to what? No, but towards negative x-axis, Karthik, that happens later. Initially, how it was moving? So initially the velocity was 0, then it became 0.5, then it became, it was 1 meter per second, then it was 0.5, then it became 0, then it became minus 1, right? So basically what these numbers mean? These numbers means the particle was initially moving this way. Then somewhere it stopped. How I know it stopped? How I know it stopped? Because velocity became 0 somewhere. So it stopped and then it returned. Are you understanding or not? So this kind of motion happens in this example. See here. It goes up, stops, and then comes down. But it doesn't stop permanently. Hello. It doesn't stop permanently. It only stops momentarily. Momentarily it stops and then it comes back. Similarly, in this problem that we have solved, the particle is initially going this side. How I know it is this side? Because its velocity came positive, but the number was decreasing. The speed was decreasing. So it was moving faster or slower and slower. Initially, when it started, it was moving faster and faster or slower and slower, slower and slower. Then slower, 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 then it stopped. Then it came this side. Then it is moving faster and faster and faster. You put more time values. I did for only 3 times. You put more time. T equal to 2 seconds, T equal to 3 seconds, T equal to 2.5 seconds, T equal to 5 seconds, and check what are the velocities. You will find it will move this side faster and faster. So when I got this answer, when I say velocity is -1 meter per second, does it mean I am running with less than 0 meters per second? Does it mean I am running less than 0 meters per second? How you can run less than 0 meters? Show me. How you can run less than 0 meters? You cannot run less than 0 meters. Then what is this minus sign saying? The minus sign is only saying that you are moving opposite to the positive direction. Which side you have taken positive? That is your wish actually. Whichever side you can take positive, but usually this axis we take positive, this one we take negative. Understood everyone, right? Okay. Then I told you about acceleration. So if you want average acceleration, it is final velocity minus initial velocity by time taken. This is your time taken. You can write delta V also. This is your average acceleration. And if you want instantaneous acceleration, then you have to write dV by dt. And to calculate this, you have to use formula. To calculate this, you have to use this formula, differentiation formula. Okay, so let us see what learning exercise we have to do today. Which one we have to do, students? I think 3.5 we have to do, correct now? So learning exercise 3.5, question number 1. What is the first question saying? First question is saying, students are coming, some of you are joining very late, I can see. Please don't do that, you will miss lot of information. And physics is no step-by-step process, step by step. So if you miss some steps, you will not understand how you reached in the 5th step without crossing the first and second steps. So please come on time. I always come 1 minute late so that I am ready. No, I want all of you to be together when I start the class. But most of you join very late. Please don't do that. It is a request. Learning exercise 3.5, question number 1, you see. The velocity of a body is constant. What is constant? Velocity is constant. Now, velocity constant means what? Velocity is what? Vector. Velocity is a vector quantity. So when I say velocity is constant, only magnitude should be constant, only direction should be constant, or both should be constant. If I say a vector is constant, then both should be constant, right? How can you say only Pankaj sir's head is constant, but body is not constant? Then I will change, no? So in order for me to be constant, this also should be constant, this also should be constant. Similarly, when I say velocity is constant, magnitude is also constant, direction is also constant. Therefore, what will be acceleration they are asking? What is acceleration? Can you tell me? If velocity is constant, acceleration will be 0. Why acceleration is 0? What was the formula? Acceleration is rate of change of velocity, dv by dt. So if velocity is constant, then I hope you remember differentiation of constant is always 0. Okay, so this is the reason since I wrote here. So be careful, okay? If velocity is constant means magnitude is also not changing, direction is also not changing. So if something is moving 10 meter per second east, 10 meter per second east, 10 meter per second east, 10 meter per second east all the time, then there is no acceleration. because acceleration is rate of change of velocity. Okay. Question number 2, you see. In question number 2, what they are saying, the speed of a body is constant. Speed, they are saying. Speed is constant. Now, I hope you remember, speed is only magnitude of velocity. Speed is only magnitude of velocity. Matlab 10 meter per second. That is speed. Okay. Velocity matlab 10 meter per second towards east. So if you mention direction also, that is velocity. If you mention only magnitude, 10 meter per second, that is speed, magnitude. So if speed is constant, does it mean acceleration is zero? Does it mean acceleration is zero? No. So please remember, speed constant, this does not mean acceleration is zero, since direction of motion may be changing. So be careful. Okay, so suppose I move like this, 10 meter per second east, 10 meter per second northeast, then 10 meter per second east, or let's say north. So like that, if I move, if my direction is changing, magnitude is constant, but direction is changing, then so you cannot be 100% sure. No, here they are saying it is zero. Can I say it is zero? It is not 100% zero. It can be zero, but it is not necessarily zero. It may be zero if direction was constant, but in the question they did not tell direction is also constant. They only told speed is constant. In the initial question, previous question, they told velocity is constant. Velocity is vector. So if vector is constant, then I know direction is also constant, magnitude is also constant. So velocity will not change. So acceleration will be zero. But if I say speed is constant without telling you about direction, then please remember, then it doesn't mean acceleration is zero. Okay. For example, in circular motion, your speed may be constant, but direction of velocity keeps changing. Direction of velocity keeps changing. So here you need acceleration. In fact, there is a name also. We call that what acceleration? Yesterday I told one word. What kind of acceleration we say when something is going in a uniform circular motion? No, that is acceleration at a particular time. Centripetal acceleration. It is called centripetal. Later we will study, don't worry. Because right now we are not studying, circular motion or something. We are studying motion in a straight line. So be careful. Speed constant does not mean 100% acceleration is zero. If direction is constant, then we can say acceleration is zero. No, acceleration is not changing. Channa, acceleration is there. Acceleration changing, we are not studying. We are studying changes in velocity. So if velocity changes, then there is acceleration. There is acceleration. Okay. Acceleration can also change. But in physics, we have not found a quantity which is important, which relates to change in acceleration. Some people call it jerk. So suddenly when you get a jerk, that time acceleration also changes. Okay. We will talk more about that. Don't worry. Question number 3, you see. Give an example of uniform accelerated motion, not uniform motion, uniform accelerated motion. So they want example of constant acceleration. If there is constant acceleration, then velocity will change or not? If there is constant acceleration, velocity will change or not change? Velocity will 100% change, because velocity acceleration is nothing but change in velocity divided by time taken. So if there is constant acceleration, then velocity has to change. Now you have to give example they are saying. So the best example is freely falling body. Freely falling body. So this is the example of constant acceleration, freely falling body. When a body falls freely under the force of gravity, when a body falls freely under the force of gravity, that time the acceleration is 9.8 meter per second square. Since it is a number, it is a constant. It doesn't change with time. But be careful, now only I am telling. This is true only when you are near the earth. If you go very far from the earth, then this acceleration also starts changing. So only near the earth, okay? Near earth. So near earth means suppose I drop something from 10 meter, 100 meter, those things can be considered to be near earth. But if it is, let's say 6,000 kilometer like that, then please remember G value will change. Acceleration due to gravity will change. Okay. Another example would be, all will be related to this only, Stalin. Okay. It is very difficult to find an example of constant acceleration. So the only example we have near earth is this. Or you can say somehow a driver is able to maintain constant acceleration. But that is very difficult. For a driver, it is easy to maintain uniform motion. It is easy to maintain constant velocity. But to maintain constant acceleration is very difficult. Okay. So this is one example. If you throw a javelin like that, that also you can consider. But again, that is also freely falling body only, right? So when I write freely falling body, many examples will come. A rock which is thrown upwards when it is moving under gravity, that time its acceleration is G. No, that time acceleration will change. Very good question, Varshita. That time acceleration will change in direction. Okay. So when we study motion in a plane, Varshita, when we study motion in a plane, I will start circular motion. That time I will teach circular motion. That time I will tell you acceleration will be towards the center. So this kind of acceleration you cannot say is constant because it is changing direction. See, it is here, now it is here, now it is here, now it is here. Okay. Again, don't worry, this is our motion in a plane. Fourth question, let us see. Okay, before I do question number 4, one extra question we should do first. Simple question, don't worry. Okay, suppose there is a extra, okay. Suppose there is a car, it has a velocity 10 meter per second at time 0. So when I started my stopwatch, the car has a velocity 10 meter per second, instantaneous velocity. Okay. Centrifugal force is not, again, we will talk about force in Newton's law. So let us not discuss it right now, Sujan. So at t equal to 0, I am saying it has an instantaneous velocity 10 meter per second. And when the time is showing 5 seconds, you can think this is t1, this is t2, your wish. That time its velocity is 30 meter per second. Both are in the same direction. So this is motion in a what line I can say? Motion in a straight line. Motion in a straight line. Now for this, if I ask, what is average acceleration? What is average acceleration? Can you calculate easily? Average acceleration. To calculate instantaneous, no, I have to use differentiation, which means formula has to be given. Formula. So what will be average acceleration? How did you find 4? What is the formula you are using? Final velocity minus initial velocity by time taken. This is your time taken, correct? What is final velocity? 30 this side. Initial velocity 10 this side only. So both are positive numbers. Time taken. What is time taken from here to here? T2 minus T1 if I do. How much it will come? T2 minus T1, 5 seconds. So answer will be 20 divided by 4, sorry, 20 divided by 5, 4 meter per second. Correct, na? Very simple problem. Sir, why are you wasting our time by doing so simple problem? No, there is a reason. Suppose you want to do the same problem using vectors. You should get same answer. Magnitude should come same. So let us try the same problem using vectors. First you write. Done? Okay. Whenever I do extra question, please write E or something, okay? Extra something. Okay, let us try to solve the same problem using vectors. So using vectors. Same problem. So let us say this is my initial velocity, v1. Since it is vector, I have to put bar. And if it is vector, you can't write only number. Number matlab only magnitude. Very good. So what I should, since I have told x-axis, I should put I cap. Correct? I cap. So this is your velocity vector. This will be your final velocity vector. Where is this? This is also along x-axis, motion in a straight line. So this also I cap. Correct? Okay. Now what will be acceleration formula? Average. Now I am writing in vector form. So I have to write final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time taken. For time taken, don't put bar. Okay, time is scalar. Tell me, substitute final velocity 30 I cap. No, 30 I cap. Unit no need to write. We know unit. Unit you write at the last after you do the calculation. So final velocity is 30 I cap minus initial velocity is 10 I cap divided by time taken is from here to here. Time taken is 5 seconds. So this will be 20. See, this we can subtract because this is like term. Like term. See, I cap. So this will be 20 I cap divided by 5. So 4 I cap. Correct? Answer will be meter per second square. Unit will be meter per second square. Now, if I take magnitude, is it visible? No, no. If I take magnitude matlab modulus. What is modulus of unit vector? What is modulus of unit vector? Channa, what is modulus of unit vector? It is 1. So average acceleration will be, if you take magnitude of unit vector, it is 1. So answer is 4 meter per second. So you see, if they ask magnitude, there is no need to use vectors here. There is no need to use vectors here. Are you understanding? There is no need. Why to use? Because I cap you can subtract aram se. Now let us change the question slightly. Suppose it is here. It is here. And forget about, first we will do without vectors. Okay. Write down. Done. Writing part is done. Yeah. So first we will solve without vectors. Same car, okay? Don't think 2 cars are there. Same car. It is going like this, then it stops somewhere, then coming back. So it was going like this, then it is coming back. Okay. So now, when I write the formula, average acceleration without vectors, okay? V2 minus V1 by time taken. Now, when I substitute, I have to be careful. Final velocity is 30, I know. Magnitude is 30, but it is in this side. So you cannot take both of them positive. Students, you cannot take both of them positive. So this one, you have to write minus 30 now. And this minus is in the formula only. And this velocity, I have to write plus. So basically, when I write this, when I did this substitution, I have taken this side positive. Okay, students? So you have to write minus 30. divided by time taken is 5 only. So this will be minus 40 by 5, which is minus 8 meter per second square. So the minus means the acceleration is in this direction. Okay. Average acceleration, average. You can take if you want. Sir, if you want, we can take V1 as negative. You can take, but you have to mention, Channa. You have to mention this is positive. You have to mention this is positive. Then if this is positive, then what will happen? This will be plus, this will be. If I take this side positive, then this will be positive, this will be negative. Okay, now, so be careful. Again, you can take any direction, but many teachers know they teach this side is positive. So if you if you don't do according to them, they may think, "Arey, why you are not doing according to what I am teaching like that?" But you can always say that, "Sir, see, I have written this side positive." Which side is positive? That teacher will not decide. That is up to us only. It is our wish. Of course, if the question paper is saying take right side positive, if question paper is saying take right side positive, then you have to take right side positive. But there is no law in physics which says this is positive, this is negative like that. Okay. Okay, now let us do this same question using vectors. Using vectors. So what will be V1 bar? This is my positive x-axis. So this will be I cap. And this will be, magnitude is 30, but direction is minus I cap. So I have to write here minus I cap. Okay, when I do using vectors, then your formula for average acceleration will be V2 bar minus V1 bar by time taken. Final velocity is minus 30 I cap minus initial velocity is 10 I cap divided by 5. So minus 8 I cap meter per second square. If you take magnitude, you will get 8. So why I did this example? Why I did this extra question? I did, first you write. Once you finish, let me know. Okay. So the reason why I did this extra question was to make you understand that as long as the motion is in a straight line, as long as the motion is in a straight line, there is really no need for vectors. What we can do, we can take this side positive, this side negative. That's it. Because in motion in a straight line, either the bodies will be moving this way or this way. So one direction you can represent by plus sign, other direction you can represent by minus sign. Any other direction will not be there because it is motion in a straight line. So as far as motion in a straight line is concerned, there is really no need to use vectors. You can get the same answer by taking this side positive, this side negative. I have shown you. Yes or no? I got the same answer. Yes or no? I got the same answer. So there is really no need. However, if the motion changes direction, suppose it goes like this and then goes like this. It goes like this, then it goes like this. Now you have to use vectors. Because now I cannot say this is positive, this is negative like that. Understood? In the same problem, you can't say this is positive, this is negative like that. Okay. So let us solve one problem based on that. When the motion is not in a straight line. This is the nice thing about doing vectors in the beginning. We can do all kinds of problems. So see question number 4. See question number 4. A motor car is going due north. Due north means towards north at a speed of 50 km per hour. It makes a 90-degree left turn. 90-degree left turn without changing the speed. Matlab speed it has kept 50 km per hour only. In what time? 5 seconds. So it took time 5 seconds to cover that, to change the direction. They are asking what is the magnitude and direction of average acceleration. Average they are saying, so don't bring differentiation. Differentiation should be brought when we need instantaneous quantity. So look here, let's draw a diagram. Let's say this is east, this is west, this is north, this is south. So this one I will call x-axis, this one I will call y-axis. Okay students, fine. First, initially where it is going? North. So north means where? Along y-axis. So your initial velocity is like this. Okay, initial velocity. And how I will write this? Magnitude is how much? Magnitude is 50 kilometer per hour. Initial velocity. 50 kilometer per hour. What cap I should write? What cap? Be careful. J cap. Because it is along y-axis now. And final velocity after 90-degree left turn. Left turn means this side. Length should be same. Okay, this length and this length should be same. So this is your V2 bar. This is also 50. Let me write here. Where should I write? Here let me write V2 bar. And how much is V2 bar? 50 only. But which cap? This is negative x-axis. So minus I cap. Minus I cap. Okay students, minus I cap. Super. So once I know velocity, time taken, delta t is directly they have given 5 seconds I think. Time taken is 5 seconds. Oh, there will be one small problem. This is in kilometer per hour. This is in seconds. So we need to convert the units. Okay. Shall we do that or shall we convert this into meter per second only? Shall we make it meter per second right now? Later anyways, we have to learn how to do conversion. So do one thing. Everyone in the question paper, you write this as 15 meter per second. That is very fast actually. Okay. That much fast you should not turn. Okay. So this is 50 meter per second. And this is also meter per second. Okay. Later I will teach you how to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second. I know you know actually. How to convert 1 kilometer per hour into meter per second. How to convert 1 kilometer matlab 1000 meter. 1 hour matlab 60 into 60. 60 minutes, then 60 seconds. This will come 5 by 18 meter per second. So whenever, yeah, correct. So whenever you want to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second, you can multiply with 5 by 18. Okay. But in this problem, let us make this both the numbers in meter per second. Now, what is the formula for average acceleration? Now we have to do in vector. Students, now we have to use vector because it is no longer motion in a straight line. It is going like this, then like this. So what is the formula? Final velocity minus initial velocity vector divided by time. Now what is final velocity? Minus 50 I cap minus what is V1 plus 50 J cap. While substituting, don't put units. It will become complicated. Time taken, how much they told? Directly they have given time taken. Directly 5 seconds they told. 5. So you can write this divide by 5 both the terms. So minus 10 I cap minus 10 J cap. Correct or not? So this is your average acceleration. Can I write this minus 20? Minus 20 can I write now? No, it is not like terms now. This is I cap, this is J cap. So you have to do this way. Okay, if you just put number here, 50 here, 50 here, it will not work. Okay, after we have found the average acceleration in vector form. Once we know in vector form, magnitude is like this, it will come. What is the magnitude? Root over x component square. What is the x component of this? Minus 10 square plus y component minus 10. So it will be root of 200, which is 10 root 2 meter per second square. So this is how you should do in 2 dimension. Understood or not, students? You have to find final velocity, initial velocity in vector form you find. Then you find the magnitude. Once you found the magnitude, direction also they told. So for direction, you can just draw a picture. This is x, this is y. Now look at the acceleration, average acceleration. X component is minus 10 I cap. Matlab which side? This side. So x component is this side. This is minus 10 I cap. Y component is also minus 10 j cap. So this is minus 10. Right? Yes or no? So if you add these two, this and this, that will be your average acceleration. So it will be here, right? According to which law? Parallelogram law, you can say. So this is the direction of average acceleration. See, once I know the magnitude, Varshita or somebody who was asking me, magnitude is this formula. Magnitude you should know. Okay, once you write any vector in component form, then to find the magnitude of the vector, this is the formula. That's why I am saying try to complete vectors as soon as possible. Okay. Once you have done that, now direction also, you want direction of this vector. Now what is the x component of this vector? Tell me. What is the x component of this vector? Magnitude, if I say it is 10. Direction, if I include, it is minus 10 here. Right? Minus 10 this side. What about y component? That is also minus 10. So if components are here, I hope everybody remembers. If a vector is here, where are the components? Here. Yes or no? So if that means if components are here, where is the vector? Here. Similarly, if components are here, where is the vector? Here. Forgot components or what? Similarly, if components are here, in this example, components are along negative x-axis, negative y-axis. Then where will be the vector? Here, no? Agree or not? The student who told repeat, you understood? I forgot to check the name. See, these are initial days. I will take time to make everybody understand. But you have to revise vectors. Can anybody tell me, Channa, you try? What is this angle, Channa? What is this angle? Without any calculation, you try. I told Channa and others are answering. This is adjacent. This is opposite. Both have magnitude 10 only. No, length is 10 only. Length. 10, 10. So this will be 45. So where is the direction? What direction I should call this? What direction I should call this? This was my east. This was my west. This was my north. This was my south. So where is the direction? Southwest. Southwest. Understood? Or you can say west south also, no problem. So I think all of you understood how to find acceleration if it is not in a straight line. If the motion is not in a straight line, then average acceleration should be found using vector knowledge. Using what knowledge? Vector knowledge. So it is very clear that to turn this way, you need acceleration this side. To turn this way, you need acceleration this side. That is why now, see, little bit of interesting thing I will tell. That's why I was saying before, when you go in a circle, acceleration is towards the center. So when you want to turn like this, acceleration should be this side. When you want to turn like this, acceleration should be this side. When you want to turn like this, acceleration should be this side. Understood or not? That's why it is called centripetal. Centripetal means towards the center. Of course, this is not circular motion, but you can get some idea that when you want to turn like this, acceleration is this side. So when you want to turn like this, acceleration is this side. This. Okay, so this is southwest. No, all these are southwest, right? All these are southwest. Southwest, 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 southwest. Just like this is east. This is also east. No, this is east, 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 east. Okay. So one very nice problem we have done. Okay, let us see now question number 5. Conceptual question, 1 mark. Velocity of a particle is 0. Again, what kind of velocity? Instantaneous or average? If they say only velocity. Instantaneous. So velocity of a particle is 0. Matlab, at some point, at some instant, velocity is 0. Does it mean acceleration at that instant is also 0? Is necessarily 0? Does it mean? Try to think. Yes, sir, or no, sir? Some are saying yes, sir. Okay. Good. Some are saying no, sir. So look here. They are saying velocity at a time is 0. I know they did not use the full sentence. They just said velocity. But again and again, I'm saying when they use the word velocity only, it means instantaneous velocity. So velocity at a time is 0. So is acceleration at that time also 0? They are asking. Answer is not necessary. Answer is not necessary. It is not necessary that it has to be 0. To understand this, please first of all understand that acceleration is not velocity by time. Is it velocity by time? Is acceleration velocity by time? I have explained like that till now. No, acceleration is not velocity. If, students wait. If acceleration was velocity by time, then yes, if velocity is 0, acceleration should be 0. But acceleration is dv by dt. dv by dt. dv matlab what? dv matlab small change in velocity. Small change in velocity. So right now velocity may be 0 right now. That doesn't mean velocity is not changing. It may be changing, right? Yes or no? For example, I don't have money right now. I don't have money right now. So how much money I have? 0. Does it mean after 1 millisecond or after 1 microsecond, I will not have money? Is it pakka? Who knows, in that time somebody may transfer some money in my account, or somebody may put very quickly 100 rupees in my pocket. So not having money doesn't mean you cannot have change in money. And acceleration has to do with what? Change in velocity. Acceleration has to do with change in velocity, not velocity. So just because velocity here is 0 doesn't mean next moment also velocity will be 0. Yes, if the body was always at rest like this, if it was always at rest, then yes, then velocity now also 0, velocity later also 0. So now also velocity 0, later also 0. So acceleration will be 0 minus 0 by time taken, which is 0. I understand that. But I told velocity now is 0. That doesn't mean acceleration now has to be 0. Who knows? Because of the acceleration, its velocity may be changing next moment. Can you give me an example of this? Can you give me an example where velocity is 0? No, where no, the question is velocity is 0, not constant, Sujal. If velocity is constant, acceleration will be 0. Ulta, you are telling. I'm asking example for a example where velocity is 0 at a moment. Velocity is 0, but acceleration is not 0. Example is when you throw a ball up. When you throw a ball up at the highest point, its velocity must be 0, no? Otherwise, why it will? Otherwise, it should keep going. If velocity was increasing, it should have keep going. But you know that when you throw a stone like this, it goes up to here and comes back. That means at the highest point, it stopped momentarily only. But because there is acceleration due to gravity, the velocity immediately after that it will change. Matlab, it is 0 right now. Later on, it will become again 1 meter per second downwards because of the presence of acceleration due to gravity. Understood? Okay. So you have to give example also. So what is the example? Example. When a body, first you write down, when a body is thrown vertically up, okay? When a body is thrown vertically up at the highest point, velocity is 0. Obviously, if it was not 0, it will keep going. No, it will keep going. And you understood that part? Why velocity has to be 0 at the highest point? If it was not 0, it will keep going. If it was increasing, if velocity was increasing, it would have keep going only upwards. But you all know when you throw something, it slows down. Slows down, matlab what? 10 meter per second, 6 meter per second, 3 meter per second, 2 meter per second, 1 meter per second, then stop. After that, gravity acceleration is there, no? So it will start coming down. So when a body is thrown vertically up at the highest point, velocity is 0, but acceleration is 9.8 meter per second. Rockets may go, but that is not because they are going faster and faster. They are going slower only, but you have given them very high initial velocity. If you give them very, very high initial velocity, then they will go much higher. But that doesn't mean they are moving faster. They are moving slower only. With time, they will move slower. And also, they are burning gases. Also, rockets will burn gases, because of which they will experience a thrust. They will experience a additional force. But when I throw a chalk like this, when I throw a marker like this, there is no gas which is coming out and pushing it. No, it is just going because of your initial velocity, because of the inertia, it tries to go as much as possible. But gravity will always try to slow down the body. While coming down, will it? Yeah, in space, it is different story. Sir, in space, there will be, question is not clear, Chana. Put properly. Okay, so everybody understood, right? Okay. Anyone who has specific doubt, ask me on this topic, because clarity should be there. In outer space, if you throw something, it just keeps on moving with uniform velocity, because there are no forces to apply acceleration. Again, students, you should not worry about how the velocity is changing. But no, not like that, Channa. In outer space, if I take some object and if I leave it like this, it will stay at rest only. So its velocity will be 0 only. But if I throw something, then it will keep on going with uniform velocity. And planets and all, they are feeling force. So because they are feeling force because of sun, they have some different motion. As I told you, this chapter is about kinematics. This chapter is about, it will be moving at very high speed at space. Provided you have given them high speed. Suppose I keep the body like this. How it is moving at high speed? If I keep a body like this in outer space, how it is moving with very high speed? So rockets, when they go, they are burning gases. We are not talking about that kind of system. The question was what? See, question was, is it possible that velocity is zero at an instant, but acceleration is not zero? Yes, it is possible. When I throw a pen, at the highest point, what is the velocity? Prakruti, what is the velocity at the highest point? Okay. So velocity is higher. V constant means A0, but V0, A is what? Other than acceleration due to gravity. See here. If velocity is constant, what does it mean? It means right now 10 meter per second towards east. Later also 10 meter per second towards east. And if it is at rest, what will be velocity? 0. So later also it should be 0 because velocity is constant. So if velocity is constant, vector, including the direction. So if velocity is constant, acceleration will be 0, no doubt. No doubt. Now, if velocity is 0, now what will be acceleration? This is a wrong question. To find acceleration, you need change in velocity. So you have to give me two velocities. But if you are saying this is velocity at a particular time, like when you throw a chalk. At the highest point, velocity is 0. So if you say velocity is 0 at the highest point, does it mean acceleration is 0? Answer is no. It is not 0. But if you say velocity is 0 all the time. If I say velocity is 0 all the time, what will be acceleration? If velocity is 0 all the time? If velocity is 0 all the time, then acceleration will be 0, no doubt. But if velocity is 0 at a time, then it doesn't mean acceleration has to be 0. Example is when you throw a body upwards, at the highest point, its velocity is 0, but acceleration is 9.8 meter per second square. Question number 6, you see now. If x is equal to t cube minus 60. If x is equals to t cube minus 60. What is x? Coordinate of the particle, t, time. Gives the position coordinate of a particle as a function of time. Matlab with time the position changes. What they are asking, find its velocity when acceleration is 0. Find velocity when acceleration is 0. About what kind of velocity and acceleration they are talking? Average or instantaneous? Average or instantaneous? Instantaneous. Okay. So let us start solving. Remember, we have to find velocity at some time, but that time they have not given. But they have told at that time acceleration should be 0. So we have to find velocity when acceleration is 0. Okay. So let us start. Given position coordinate is t cube minus 60. Position coordinate is t cube minus 60. What is the formula for instantaneous velocity? Dx by dt. Right? So d by dt, x. What is x? T cube minus 60. So you have to divide this into two terms. D by dt of t cube minus 6. 6 is constant, you can take outside, dt by dt. Correct? 6 is constant, you can take it outside. What will be this? Apply the formula x power n. Differentiation of x power n. Nx power n minus 1. Nx power n minus 1. So it will be 3t power 3 minus 1. And dt by dt is 1. So velocity is 3t square minus 6. From here to here, again and again I am telling we have to use formula. This formula should be used. Otherwise you will not understand how it is coming. So this is your velocity, equation 1. So you can see velocity also depends on time. T is there, no? So if I say find velocity at t equal to 1 second, put 1 here. T equal to 6 second, put 6 here. But like that, they have not asked. They have not mentioned the time. When they are asking, when acceleration is 0. So let us now calculate acceleration. Now, what is the formula for instantaneous acceleration? Instantaneous, remember. When they don't mention anything, they are asking instantaneous. dv by dt. Right? So we have just found, substitute here, again do one more differentiation. So acceleration will be differentiation of v. What is v? I found 3t square minus 6. This v you have to substitute here. Then apply formula. First is 3 you can take outside. Differentiation of t square, and next one is differentiation of 6. Don't take 6 also outside, then nothing will be there. What will this give you? 3 into differentiation of t square is 2t. Differentiation of 6 will be what? 0, because 6 is a constant. So acceleration is 6t. This is your equation 2. This is your equation 1. Right? Okay. Now, what they told? They want velocity when? Check your question. When they want velocity? At what moment they want? When a is 0. Okay. So now, when a is 0, when a is 0, what will be equation 2 give you? 6t should be 0. Right? Equation 2. A is 0, matlab 6t should be 0. Therefore, 6 cannot be 0. 6 cannot be 0. 6 is 6 only, no? So t has to be 0. Correct or not? So t is 0. So therefore, we have found at this moment, acceleration is 0. Put this time here now. Therefore, velocity when acceleration is 0, which happens at what time? T equal to 0. Right? Just after finding acceleration, make acceleration 0. According to question they told. So when will be acceleration 0? When t is 0. Otherwise, how it will be 0? So t should be 0. So at this moment, your acceleration is 0. So at that moment, what will be velocity? 3 into 0 square minus 6. 0 minus 6, which is minus 6 meter per second. So that is your answer. Similar question is there in your home exercise. Immediately you should do after the class. Otherwise you will get confused. Okay. Write quickly. So you can see all the knowledge of differentiation is coming in the picture. Please do the home exercise. After this, only one question is there. In learning exercise, I am doing 6. Okay. Fine. Okay. So this is just basic application of differentiation. Now we have to learn some few things regarding graphs. So remember in differentiation integration chapter, what is the doubt, Channa? Now it is already rough, so you can see the video later and try to understand. It is just basic differentiation, okay? Or maybe I will do home exercise also, then you can understand. So shall I do home exercise also? Okay. Home exercise 3.4. So let me do home exercise so that if you have not understood, let me do it now. If x is equals to 5t square plus 2t, find its acceleration. Find its acceleration here. At what time they told? They have not mentioned that time. Okay, so we will see how much will be the acceleration. So first, before finding acceleration, what we should find first? From position, directly acceleration I cannot find. So first find velocity. Channa, please look carefully, okay? So velocity will be dx by dt. So you have to take differentiation of this x. Directly let us do. First term is 5t square plus second term is 2t. Correct? First term is 5t square, second term is 2t. Then you take constant. If there is any constant, take it outside. Here there is 2 constant, take it outside. Then you apply the formula of differentiation. 5 into, what is differentiation of t square with respect to t? X power n, nx power n minus 1. So 2t power 2 minus 1, 2t. Plus differentiation of t with respect to t is 1. So velocity is 10t plus 2. So velocity is 10t plus 2. Now acceleration. dv by dt. No need to use vectors as I told, because it is one dimensional motion. Only x coordinate is changing. Only x coordinate is changing. So it will be differentiation of, now velocity v also has 2 terms. So it will be 10t, first term is 10t, second term is 2. Correct? Second term is 2. So what will be acceleration here? 10 will come outside, differentiation of t. And 2 is a constant, 10 will come out, differentiation of 2. 2 is constant, so 0. So acceleration will be 10, and this is 1. No, this is 1. dx by dx is 1. 10 into 1. So this is 10 meter per second. Any step which you have not understood? Yeah. So in this problem, acceleration is constant. So this is a like somebody was asking, give example of uniform acceleration. So this is your uniform acceleration. Here acceleration is constant, so at any moment it is same. Who is 0? How 0 means what, ma? What is 0 you are saying? This is 2. 2 is a constant. What is differentiation of constant by dx? So now what is differentiation of constant with respect to any variable? 0. So since 2 is a constant, 2 will be 2 only. No, tomorrow after 1, what will you say? 2 only. Day after tomorrow also, after 1, you have to say 2 only. So 2 is a number. Numbers are constant. Okay. So that is why, since it is a constant, differentiation will be 0. Here, there is a constant, but the rule says what? If there is a constant with a function, constant should come out. Okay. See, the doubt is there because differentiation topic people have not seen properly. Okay. Tell me, what is the meaning of dy by dx? Just in words, if I want to know, in words, forget about formula, everything. In words, if I want to know what is this, what it is? Rate of change of y with respect to x. Correct or not? Instantaneous rate of change of y with respect to x. Now think, students, if y is constant, then it will be d constant by dx will be what? Rate of change of constant. Change of constant. What is change of constant? What is change of constant? Constant doesn't change only. So change of constant will be 0. Understood or not? So that is why if there is only constant, differentiation of constant will be 0. My height is constant. So there will be no change in height. That doesn't mean my height is not there. Okay. Now you have to learn about graphical interpretation of velocity and acceleration. So sometimes, they will give you graph of position versus time. So a car is moving, they will give you graph of displacement versus time. Any graph, straight line, like this, any kind of graph they can give. So that time, how to find velocity from graph, how to find velocity from graph, how to find acceleration from graph. That quickly I will tell you, already we have covered in differentiation. So the main thing is this, again I am telling you, whenever I say something is very important, concentrate. So the main thing is, when people write dy by dx, graphically it means slope of yx graph. Yx graph. Okay? Matlab, if this is your y, this is your x, and your graph is like this, at some point, if you want to know dy by dx, instantaneous rate of change, then what you should do? Draw a tangent. Draw a tangent, measure this angle. Then this is nothing but tan of this angle. So please see your differentiation topic. I have covered this already. Even in the revision class also I have covered. Revision class. Yes or no? In revision class I have covered or not? Tell me. Am I not teaching anything or what? In revision class also I have taught. Okay. So dy by dx is nothing but slope of, actually I should say slope of tangent, but let us write slope of yx graph. And mathematically, how will you measure? Tan theta. Similarly, integration of y dx from x1 to x2. What this gives you? Graphically, what this gives you? Very good. Area under yx graph. Area under yx graph. Area under yx graph between x1 and x2. This also I have done. In integration also I have done. In revision class also I have done. Okay. So now let us come back to our physics. We know instantaneous velocity. We are talking about 1D motion only right now. Okay. So dx by dt. Correct or not? That means graphically how you can calculate velocity. Use that knowledge. So velocity will be slope of xt graph. Okay, slope of xt graph. And this xt graph is nothing but displacement time graph. Displacement time graph. Okay. If you start from origin, displacement will be x only, right? So this is clear, right? Directly from the knowledge of differentiation. Okay. Similarly, how do we write instantaneous acceleration? dv by dt. dv by dt. Correct? So what will be the acceleration equal to? Graphically what it will be? Can you tell me? Use the same concept. No. What of vt graph? Slope of somebody saying area again. Where is integration here? This is differentiation, ma, dy by dx. It is not integration. So this will be slope of vt graph. Okay. Can slope be positive? Can slope be positive? Can slope be negative? Yes. Slope is positive for acute angle. Okay. So if your tangent looks like this, your tan theta will be positive. So slope will be positive. And if your tangent looks like this, then your theta will be obtuse. If theta is obtuse, your slope will be tan theta will be negative. Okay, please remember that. And a graph which is more vertical, and a graph which is more horizontal, the one which is more vertical will have more slope. What is the slope of this graph? What is the slope of this graph? 0. Why it is 0? Because for this graph, it is parallel to x-axis. Parallel to x-axis means theta will be 0. So tan 0 is 0. So this graph has 0 slope. This graph has infinite slope. Infinite slope. So whenever your slope will go from here to here, your tangent will go from here to here, slope is increasing in magnitude. Similarly, from here to here, slope is decreasing. From here to here, slope is decreasing. From here to here, slope is increasing. Slope word comes basically from mountain. So a mountain which is like this, we say has more slope than like this. A mountain which is like this has more slope than this. And if it is like this, then we don't say mountain only, right? Okay. Let us also try to understand graphical interpretation of displacement. Matlab, if they give you velocity time graph, how will you find displacement? Let us look here. We know v is instantaneous velocity is dx by dt. Again, please assume motion in one dimension right now. Let us cross multiply. Any problem in this step? Understood the step? Okay. Now let me integrate both sides. Integrating both sides. Okay. In mathematics, if you do any process on the left side, you have to do on the right side also. Only thing that is not allowed is division by 0. You cannot divide by 0 both sides. Except that you can do anything left side and right side. So now look here. Integrating both sides means just integrate. Okay. So let us say from time t1, here variable is time, remember, time. So from time t1 to t2. Here variable is what? Time or x. Here variable is time. So limits should belong to time. So here let us say from x1 to x2. Matlab when time was t1, position was x1. When time is t2, position is x2. Okay. Now, what is integration of dx? In the beginning, I wrote here three formulas. No, three formulas. This is the second formula. So integration of dx is x. Then limits are there. No, so upper limit is x2, lower limit is x1. On the right side, we can't do anything. T1 to T2. Right now, I can't do anything because this b should be given in terms of time. Then I can integrate. So let us write right side like that only. After this, what was the next step? Put upper limit. Then put what sign? Minus. Then put lower limit. Integral of v dt t1 to t2. Now, what is this? What is this? x2 minus x1. Give a name to it. Name x2 minus x1. V, huh? Karthik, how are you saying it? No, name. That is symbol. Delta x is symbol. Delta x is symbol for this. What is the name for this? Average, huh? If I start from x1 and I go to x2, if I start from x1 and I go to x2, x is coordinate. Very nice. So suppose this is x-axis. I start from 2 meter, I go to 10 meter. So if I subtract this two, what is this? 8 meter. What is 8 meter? Displacement. So this is your displacement. Okay, so you can write this sometimes S also. Some people write S also. Okay, displacement. So let me write here only. Yes. You can write delta x, no problem. So now look at the right side. Right side is your v dt. Just like integration y dx from x1 to x2. This is integration of v dt from t1 to t2. Graphically, what should I call this? Graphically, what I should call this? Graphically. Area under which graph? Area under dt graph. So the whole aim was to show you what? The whole aim was to show you displacement is, I want to write in words. Okay. So the whole derivation was to show displacement is area under VT graph. Displacement is area under VT graph from T1 to T2. Because integration of y dx means graphically area under yx graph. Remember the small rectangles I used to make? You add all those rectangles, you get total area. Okay, like that only. So this sentence, I want all of you, wherever you are sitting, say this sentence 5 times. 5 times. Displacement equals to area under VT graph. Displacement equals to area under VT graph. Displacement equals to area under VT graph. Another 2 times you say. 3 times I told for you. Okay. Now, one small question I will ask, then you try to answer. Please answer correctly, students. Take your time. This is extra, okay? So now I'm going to give you position versus time graph, or you can say displacement versus time graph. So imagine there is x-axis. Imagine this is your x-axis there is a car here. It starts from x equal to 0 at time t equal to 0. So when the car starts, I start my stopwatch, tick like that. And as it begins to move, I measure its position and then I draw a graph. Car is moving in straight line only. Car is moving along x-axis only. Let us say the graph looks like this. Okay. The graph looks like this. So the position is changing like this and it is decreasing. Okay. So let me now give you some points here. A, B, C, D. Okay. Can you tell me at which point the car is moving fastest? Fastest matlab magnitude of velocity should be largest. Magnitude of velocity should be largest. At which point it is moving fastest? Fastest means velocity, not how far it is. You may be 10 kilometers far, but if you are moving very slowly, that doesn't mean you are moving very fast. So again, since I am asking at which point the car is moving fastest, fastest doesn't mean where you are. This x is talking about position. If I ask for which point the car is farthest, the car is farthest from the origin, then for this point is the answer. Because for this point, your x coordinate is largest compared to this point or this point or this point. Correct? No. So for this point, your x coordinate is largest means for this point, the car is farthest, very far it is for this point. But I am not asking about very far or very near. I am asking about where it is moving fastest, which point. Don't tell me BC. I'm talking about which point. Instantaneous velocity. So what I told you, instantaneous velocity is what? Slope of xt graph. Correct? Slope of xt graph. This is what graph? Xt graph. So you have to check where is the slope maximum. Wherever the slope is maximum, velocity will be largest. So how to find slope? I told first you have to draw a tangent. Okay, first you have to draw a tangent. So let me draw a tangent here. Then let me draw a tangent here. Let me draw a tangent here. Let me draw a tangent here. So these are my tangents at different points. At which point the tangent is making maximum angle? I mean, where it is more slope, where it has more slope, B. So since at point B, slope magnitude is maximum, it is moving fastest. It is moving, but the velocity will be maximum. Velocity is maximum. Therefore, velocity is maximum. Understood or not? So at point B, you draw a tangent. You draw tangent at all the points. Then you check which tangent is most vertical. Whichever will be most vertical, there the slope is maximum. And wherever the slope is maximum, slope of which graph? Xt graph. Then velocity will be maximum. Quickly tell me, where will be slope 0? Where is the slope 0? So slope is 0 here. So at C, slope is 0. Slope of which graph? Xt graph this is. Matlab what is 0? Velocity is 0. Matlab here it stops momentarily. Can you check what is happening? Look here. From here to here, the car x coordinate is increasing. Matlab the car is going this side. From here to here, from this time to this time, your x is increasing. So particle is going this side. From here onwards, what is happening? From here from here onwards, x is increasing or decreasing? X is decreasing. X is decreasing means the car is coming. The car is coming back. So after some time, so it is going like this, then it is coming back. So at this point, it is turning back. Somewhere it is turning back. And I told you, wherever it turns, velocity should be 0 momentarily. See this one at the highest point. Today also we covered. So at this point, velocity is 0. At this point, velocity is maximum. Where is velocity negative? Where is velocity negative? Here velocity is negative. Why it is negative? Because slope is negative. Why slope is negative? Because the angle is obtuse. This angle is obtuse. This angle is acute. This angle is also acute. This angle is 0. This angle made with x-axis is obtuse. So here velocity is negative. Tonight, everybody should revise this. Everybody should revise this part. Okay, thank you. Please revise this so that you can understand better next time.